All right, we're back. We're getting closer and closer to taking the big chapter test. We will have a test. I think it's moving from Monday to Tuesday. But we will have a test over this week, all the stuff we did this week. So just be ready for that. I have received a couple questions, but they're not real questions I understand how to answer. If you ask a question online, sometimes you're going to need to provide me a picture so I can research how to do that and answer that. So if you've asked a question and I haven't replied to you in a video or in an email, send me that picture so I can help you with that. It's hard for me to see what you're talking about when you just cite numbers. So be sure to do that. Make sure you're watching your videos every day, of course, and there should be helps on the big ideas to help you get those done. That being said, we're going to do inequalities with two variables. Okay. Let's see if I can get this to work. There we go. And we're going to get rid of that. And we got little coordinate planes here. And so you're going to need to look at your worksheet. Your worksheet will be posted probably below the video. You might not have graph paper, and that's okay. Just do the best you can by drawing, on a regular piece of paper. We'll need to get that done for sure. I'm going to start off with the first problem, and I'll go ahead and write it here so you can see it as well. So this is going to be x, and this is going to be less than -2. Okay, so this is not two variables, so we're going to start with something easy and then move on. So remember, when you are graphing this, you are going to graph this. Well, first we need to find x is -2. Okay, so right here, I'm going to put a point. And remember, x is the one that doesn't follow the rules because normally it starts with some kind of y. And so this is the undefined slope. I'm going to put a dotted line here, and I'll tell you why in a second. Okay. And so it is an inequality. So on all of our inequalities, we've been basically shading or coloring. And so this is going to work the same way because the x-axis is just the number line. And so normally I would just color to the left. And so I do that as well. And so I'm just going to color all of these this side. Okay. And so basically, that doesn't show up very well on camera, does it? We'll use pink then. So this is going to be interesting. All my highlighters are running out of battery. Or ink, whatever it runs on. Okay, so that's what we got going on here. And so it's just like our normal one. And so what this means is every point in this shaded area works. So in your big ideas assignment, you're actually going to have to test it. So let's pick this point. This point is 2, 2. It is a solution. Oh, that's not 2, 2, that's -2, 2. It is a solution, and let's see if we can test this out. That's not -2. That is -4. All right, we'll get this down. So it is a solution, and let's see if we'll test it out. I can substitute x for x, so -4 less than -2, that is true. Okay, so you can test it or do it with a graph. Now let's test out. And this is what I wanted to do. Let's test out this point right here. And this is a -2, 3. Let's see if it is a solution. It's on this dotted line, so it might be. Let's test it. -2 is less than -2. That is not a solution. Okay, -2 is not less than -2. So the dotted line means the number on the dotted line is not included. All right, let's look at the next one. This is y is less than or equal to -2. Okay, so this is y. So again, if it starts with y, let's start with y. So we're going to start with y is -2. That's going to be right here. Okay, and so y, this is a very boring problem. It doesn't even have an x in it, so it is going to be a flat slope. And this time I'm going to do a solid line. Okay, I'm just going to do a solid line in blue here. And it is not, and let's see, well, where do we think less than would be with y? So to me, greater than would be up. The numbers get higher, so that would be the greater than sign. This would be the less than sign. And so this is how I'm going to color the answers. Okay. Now markers are all running out. All right, so this would be the side, and let's do a test point again, because on your big ideas, we're going to have to do test points. And you don't even have to do a graph with the test points. Sometimes you need it, sometimes you don't. So let's see what this point is. 1, 2, 3, and 3. So it's 3, and it's 1, 2, 3, 4. All right. So this test point, let's see if it works. Well, I need to do the y value here. So 4 is less than or equal to negative 2. Is that true? That's not. That's a negative 4. So negative 4 is less than or equal to negative 2. That is true. Okay, it's in the color part. It is true. All right. Let's do a test point right here. Let me make sure I write the point correctly. I'm going in a hurry, so you don't have to watch a long video. 1, 2. So that's a negative 2, and it's down 2. So this is negative 2, 2. Let's see if this one works. So negative 2 is less than or equal to negative 2. Well, it's not less than, but it is equal to, and so it counts. So it is a solution. So what you need to know from this, and so you need to put this in your notes, and your note title should be 5.6a, and you might not have to put a lot in your notes on this. But you should at least put this in your notes so you have it, because I'm going to make it an open note test. So this symbol and this symbol, we are going to have a dotted line. This symbol and this symbol, we are going to have a solid line. It's the only difference. And I actually can include this symbol too. We do, with this symbol, we also have a solid line. Okay, so make sure you have that. Now let's step it up. Let's go slightly harder. Okay. Fortunately, we spent a lot of time learning how to graph, and so this should not be a big deal. It's the same as it was before, so this is problem number 3. If you can't keep up, you can always rewind. So y is greater than negative 6x plus minus 3. So we're going to treat this just like any other problem. You know, this is the same thing as y equals mx plus b. And so we're going to do the same thing. So we begin on b. So we're going to begin on negative 3. And we are going to, this means down 6. Well, that's going to be really far down. So instead of doing down 6, I'm probably going to do up 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And then in left. So make sure it's a negative slope. And I'm going to do a dotted line here. Okay, so I do a dotted line, put the arrows, it goes on forever. Now I need to figure out which way to color. So this one's a little tougher. Okay, the way I like to look at it is I like to look at it, less than is like inside a container or inside a building, and outside is too big for a container, so it's outside. So I like to look at this like a roof. So you can imagine a roof. And if rain was coming down, which would be the dry side? Well, if you were standing right here, I'll draw a little dude right there, and the rain started coming down, so it hit this and it roll off, right? And so that'd be the dry side. And so we want greater than, so when we do greater than, we want to be the outside. This is the inside and the outside. So this takes a little bit to look at. Okay? You know, this is also almost like the x equals, and so it's pointing to the right. So you can look at it right or down, it just varies. And it takes a little bit to get used to, so I'm going to do several problems. So there's that one. If we were given a test point, let's do a test point 2, 1. Okay, 2, 1. Let's see if it works. Well, 1, 2, 1. It's going to work, isn't it? Because it's in there. Let's see if we can do it manually. So this is how you do it manually. You do 1 is greater than negative 6. 2 for the x minus 3. And we just put that in the calculator, so we get 1 is greater than, and that would be a negative 12 minus 3, so that would be a negative 15. Is 1 greater than negative 15? Yes, and so that would be a solution. Okay, let's move on to 4. Like I said, I'm going to do several of these so we can get the general idea. All right, we're going to graph this again. This is 4. Y is greater than or equal to negative 2x plus 1. Okay, and let's look at this here. So we're going to begin on 1, y-intercept, and this means to go down 2, right 1, 1, 2, so 1, 2, right 1, and it's going to be a solid line. Okay, which way we're going to color? This one looks more like a roof. Okay, and this is a greater than, so I'm going to be probably in this area over here. So this would be outside the roof area. Also, just looking at it, it looks like it should be over there. We can always do a test point if we need to. Okay. Let's move on to the harder problems. And I'm getting a call, but we're going to not interrupt the video here. So here we go. Y is greater than negative 6. Well, we just did that. So now we're on 5. This is in standard form. So if it's in standard form, I need to switch it. Okay, so that means that we're going to switch it. So this guy needs to go over here and hang out. So it becomes 5y. And this is an addition step. So switch sides, switch signs, because we're really just subtracting 6x from both sides. And then we divide by 5. I did have a question I can answer. I just remembered. Yeah, some of your assignments this week definitely had decimal or fraction answers for one of the answers. Anytime we get 2 answers in a problem, it is very common to get a decimal or fraction answer. Okay, I don't know why I did this step. It's probably because I was talking, and when you talk, you get distracted. All right, so this is what we got going on here, and so it's going to be. I didn't have to flip the sign or anything because I didn't divide by a negative. If I divided by a negative, well, it'd be different. So again, let's graph it. Minus 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's do purple this time. All right, purple. And this means to go down 6. I don't want to go down 6. I feel like I go off. Down and right. So I don't want to go down and right. I'll go up and left. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And it is a solid line. And let's see what it is. Again, it is greater than. So this side would be less than. Okay. This side would be greater than. And again, I like to imagine rain coming down. Where would be the dry side? That's the less than side. Okay. And so moving on to the very, very last one. Oh. Well, we're going to do a test point with this one in a second. I'm going to just change the page on it. You know, it's going to be tough for me to do a test point with this. So let's do this last problem. So at least you're going to get 6 done correctly. All right, so this is going to be number 6, and I kind of took up my space here, and so I'm going to move this a little bit up and start working here. So x minus 4, I'm going to put a 1 in front of that, is greater than negative 4. Okay, so again, we're going to go move this guy over here. I'm going to subtract 1x from both sides, so I'm going to get negative 4. Y is greater than negative 1x minus 4. You don't have to have the 1, but you do have to have the negative. And now I'm going to divide everything by negative 4. Okay, I divided by a negative. So that is going to flip my sign. This is the hardest part about this. So it becomes a less than sign instead of a greater than. This becomes a positive 1/4. And this negative 4 becomes a positive 1. All right. Now we can graph this. And now we can look at this, how it's graphed. Okay, start on 1. There it is. And up 1, right 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Right there. Through my problem. And it is dotted. Okay, make sure it's dotted. Mine didn't do a great job dotting it. Okay, that means it's not included. And this is a less than because we flipped the sign. So less than, clearly, you know, we color on the left because that's what we do, and we would color down. So this is basically would be the down and left side. And so it gets kind of confusing sometimes, and so that's why I like to think which would be the dry side. And so if the rain was coming down, if we had big raindrops coming down, this would be the dry side. Of course, the dotted line would let the rain in, but that's another subject. So now we're just going to go back and look at how we can test a test point, because this is what's going to be in your, because we have 2 assignments over the same thing, and so that you're going to do this in your book work. So I'm going to look at number 5 again, and I'm going to give you a test point. The test point is going to be 6, 2. Sure. Okay, we could look at the graph and do 6, 2. 6, 2 would be 1, 2, 3. It'd be way over here and up here. Well, again, when you color, it includes all this stuff over here. It just keeps going forever. I just stopped coloring because my pen is out of ink, so I could just, there we go, make it look like I colored all the way over there. Okay, so the test point is definitely going to be yes. But probably what we're going to mainly need to do here is do this right here and just substitute it in here. So 6 times 6 is going to be 5 times 2 greater than or equal to negative 20. Well, 6 times 6 is 36, plus 5 times 2 is 10. So 46 is 46 greater than or equal to negative 20. That would be yes, and so it would be a solution to this problem. So that's it, guys. Do the rest of the worksheet on your own. This should be enough to get it done. We're really not adding very much. You know how to graph the lines already. You know how to do standard form to slope-intercept form already. The new part is the coloring part, and it can be a little tough, and so let's go ahead and get this done. All right, bye.